Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy! Welcome back to more Pokemon Platinum! Last time, we defeated Volkner at Sunny Shore City Gym and won ourselves, unfortunately not a bacon badge, but the beacon badge! It'll do! Even though these badges are completely smudged already, why do I even bother shining these things for every gym battle? I mean, I know that we don't have to do this anymore if it's the final gym battle, but every single time, in the span of 2 or 3 days, they are already back to this. It's like my argument for not cleaning my room when I was a kid. Anyway, this time, as per usual, after a gym battle, we're gonna be exploring a new aspect of multiplayer. And I feel like it's only fair at the start of this video that I let you know that this one is entirely focused on an aspect of multiplayer, is not gonna have any story progress, it's entirely dedicated to a side mode. And also, as per usual, I can't do an aspect of multiplayer without a player 2 without feeling incredibly lonely. So, how about we have our guests introduce themselves?
Hey everybody, I'm Wittz, and I do a lot of long-form videos about all things Nintendo, and especially Pokemon. I've been a big fan of exploring fun facts and hidden lore within the Pokemon series, and you can even find a full video that I did with Chugga Conroy back in 2013, all about the mysterious rocket leader, Giovanni.
And since we're working together, I thought it'd be fun if we mixed our styles a little bit, you know? I'm starting out with some gameplay footage, and I'm talking to this girl to segue into what we're going to be talking about here today. But since Wittz is here, we're going to be breaking out the backdrops and the screenshots and the white text graphics, and okay, it's not really so much that, it's more so that this feature can't really be played so much as it can be shown because it no longer exists. We're talking about the Wi-Fi Plaza. This was a strange, yet kinda cool feature that hasn't been seen since this original incarnation. And for whatever reason, it doesn't seem to be something that people remember or talk about all that much. It's similar to the Joyful Game Corner that was in Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Emerald, but it was online and it had more players and you could do more in it than what you could do in the Joyful Game Corner. Once a day, you could travel to the Wi-Fi Plaza from the basement of a Pokemon Center and be sent to a room with 15 other random players from around the world. Your time here was limited to around 30 minutes or so per visit, unless the room was empty when you arrived, and it would only begin the timer countdown once you had someone else to play with.
This room would normally be one of 4 different themed rooms: grass, fire, water, or electric. These rooms were full of decorations, and once time expired, you could ride various Pokemon-themed floats on your way out. It was fun. The only difference in these rooms were the decorations. However, there was an extremely rare 5th room, the mysterious Mew Room, that allowed you to stay and play longer than usual. I never got to the Mew Room during my Wi-Fi Plaza visits, but it was definitely out there. Probably as hard to find as the 151st Pokemon itself.
While the Mew Room was the rarest, there were a few special events held in which the Mew Room would become really common. Unfortunately, despite that, there are so few images of the Mew Room on the entire internet, and the few that I have found are not in good quality. Plus, I found no hackers that have dug up the visuals of this room and uploaded it to the internet in good quality, so yeah, this is all you're getting. It's seemingly been lost forever until someone with the skills is feeling heroic to do some hacking. Yes, that's a hint!
So what exactly was there to do in the Wi-Fi Plaza? Mainly some weird side modes. One was a drawing game that involved stamping footprints on a panel with other players. The stamps only lasted a few seconds, so it was pretty silly. They just disappeared. The globe would show you where all the other players were from. Not exactly the best use of time, but interesting. The general inquiries counter would allow players to conduct online polls. Plaza surveys were similar in being weekly polls in which everyone in every room could participate. Plaza News showed the results and info of each poll.
These things are interesting enough for a footnote, but it's kind of meandering and out of place in a Pokemon game, so how about we get on to the good stuff? Upon arriving in the plaza, you would be given tap toys. We've heard about these while going around Sunny Shore City. Basically, these are just for fun items that either made sounds or performed actions that were visible to other players.
And onto the big reason most visited the Wi-Fi Plaza, the minigames. Playing minigames with other players at random was actually a really fun distraction from everything else, and it was one of the better ideas presented here. Every game is 2 to 4 players at a time, and winning at these games would get you better tap toys. Personally, I wish these were still playable locally in the underground, if only so that they could still be enjoyed today. Rest in peace. There were only 3 playable minigames here, but they were pretty fun. The first is my personal favorite, Swallet Plop. A swallet rotates in the middle of the playing field, and players use the touchscreen to throw the most berries into its mouth. The points multiply if throws aren't missed, so it's all about knowing when to not get greedy with the timing of your shots.
Since we're alternating, the second of these games is Mime Jr. Top. You would roll a ball on the touchscreen and keep a wind-up Mime Jr. atop it without falling. It's a simple survival game lasting as long as possible, but a spotlight shining on players gives bonus point multipliers allowing for shakeups to happen in the rankings, so it's not quite survive the longest, but it is influenced by it.
And the third is Wobbuffet Pop, the only cooperative game of the bunch. Together with the others, you're using Wobbuffet to pump on the touchscreen to pop 10 balloons under a time limit, while the Why Not make it harder to pump the balloons within your time. If won, all players get upgraded tap toys. One of my personal favorite things to play with friends in the Pokemon universe are minigames, like the ones found in Pokemon Stadium's Kids Club. And adding multiple minigames to play within the main series titles online seemed like a nice touch.
And unfortunately, with the Wi-Fi Plaza lost to time with Nintendo Wi-Fi connection shutting down about 2 years ago, all we can do is remember from some poor quality screenshots what this place once was. And battle, that too, let's get to it. You knew it was coming, I'm not even gonna beat around the bush, let's fight. In we go.
Are we in? Are we real?
Yeah, we are. Good luck to you,
Is this
sir.
real life?
Is this just fantasy, caught in real life, landslide, escape from, I don't know. I'm not really good at the words. At least I got the left spot this time. You're not a jerk to me like Devin kind of was.
Oh man, no. The only one that's gonna be a jerk is you.
Says the guy who's running around all over the room and not actually
as soon as we get these Pokemon out.
So we have our one and only 6v6 battle here. I understand that you were more mentally prepared for double battles here rather than singles. I know that you're more into VGC.
Yeah, all my friends play VGC. That's kind of what I follow. I'm certainly not a competitive player. I do the cards. You guys all know that. But I was excited when you said singles at the very least because I was like, hey, this sounds fun. Brings me back to the old ancient Smogon days. This should be interesting.
Yeah, so we have just so much switching going on right here. I've already switched, you've already switched, and I think we have another switch incoming right here because why wouldn't you? Sure enough, you sent out Scar.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see a bit of a naming theme with your team here.
Yeah, they're all, except for Wombo, which started the theme. I named it Wombo after the Wombo combo, and only because they talk about Zoo's combo video called Happy Feet in Wombo combo. It was a convoluted situation. I decided to name everybody after
It was a convoluted situation.
It was a convoluted situation. We named everybody after various Melee players. Funnily enough, none of these Melee players are like even top 5. They just happen to be. There's a gross earthquake, by the way.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah, there we go. We have two of us have just been switching like nuts. I've basically seen your entire team at this point, and you're just out switching me. I go for the wood hammer right there instead of the quake because I don't know if you have a flying type on your team.
I'm quite glad for that because a vast majority of my team either gets hit for normal or weakness on ground. I did not make this team with any composition in mind. I was more just like, hey, you could be named after a Melee player. Let's go. And by the end, I was like, oh, fighting and ground are going to be very bad.
Yeah, Scizor would take normal damage. Of course, obviously, Wombo would be weak to it. You call me switching on. You call the cross poison right there.
Yeah, so here, that was nice. I love that steel typing.
Yeah, it's good. Here I go for something ridiculous. I know that you go for the Blizzard, hoping to get Acrobat, but I think here for a minute, I'm just kind of like, what are my options? Like, I feel like I need to like pull a trick out of my hat if I'm going to like win this though. So I go for the Rain Dance. Basically to raise the power of my water type moves. I know that I can raise the power of your water type moves from doing that as well, but I just want to do something, and I'm willing to bet that you don't have Hydro Pump. I have a ridiculous amount of special defense, so I can probably outpace your damage output as long as my Hydro Pump hits at least a few times.
So there's one pump hit me pretty hard. I switch over to the Surf now that I realize, oh hey, it's raining, and that Flash Cannon was no good. Oh!
There's the crit.
Critical hit, but we're holding on. You're at half, so it's brawling time. And we grab ourselves a knockout. I'm at least happy that I can grab a knockout with the starter Pokemon. You go, Wombo.
I still have my two biggest tanks waiting in the wings with full health right here. So you go for the switch. There was no way you were going to take that in. I think you were just trying to save him for later in case he was useful.
He's got an Intimidate in and Wing Attack. Pretty happy to see that. Ascar gets to take that quite nicely.
I was hoping you were going for Scizor personally, but
yeah,
you go for
would have
Scar.
hurt.
It made more sense, honestly.
Like,
there, you're outspeeding me. I have, like, nothing I can do here. I decided to just sack Bodhi, because there's not really any use for him that I can see in the foreseeable future.
So, Scar, did he just walk up slowly and crunch? Yes, he did. So we grab another one. Now we see your infamous Supernova. I think your highest level Pokemon at this point?
Yes.
48.
It's not really so much a physical wall as it is a special wall, but it's able to take the Spark pretty well because of the low power.
Yeah, none of these moves are super impressive. Physical lightning moves are not very huge at this point.
There's your TCG talk calling it lightning type.
Yeah, lightning. The TCG, there's the lightning and thunder. Or
there's the metal type.
Metal and steel, darkness
type.
Dark and darkness.
Yeah.
I'll like never be able to appropriately say those.
So here I flaunt my type coverage by going for the Fire Punch. I don't think you really know what I have on this because Dust Noir is able to just get so many good physical moves.
Yeah, that'll cook me.
Yeah, so there we go. That takes that out.
R.I.P. Crimson Blur. See you at work. He's actually another Twitch employee. So I'll tell him about how he got roasted by a Fire Punch.
So I have like so little I can do against the Silent Wolf. I'm thinking to myself just like, what am I even going to do against this? Do I have any moves at all that will be helpful? I know I have X's or an Acrobat, but I'm thinking maybe it would be best just to sack Eidolon because I don't know how well Acrobat could really take a hit from it. So I go for the Ice Punch because I know that you have Flash Fire. So, wouldn't make sense to hit you with anything else. I barely hang on.
Super effective.
There's the Ice Punch.
Not enough. I wanted Dark Pulse, but
there
I
realized, it is.
Oh my goodness, no, and now I feel even more awful. All I was thinking about is, man, I can't wait till this thing gets Dark Pulse, and then I realized you don't get Dark Pulse until Victory Road.
Yep.
We're not there yet in the game.
Well, you know one of the TMs we're going to be talking about in a few videos.
It's a great TM, just not great when you don't have it, and so here it's just hit. Hey, do you want to use Fire Punch? Do you want to...
I'm just going for the Shadow Sneak so I get priority over you so I get in as many hits as possible.
Please. And so, hanging on by a thread, we finally at least do thaw to grab the knockout, but it was certainly a lot uglier than I would have thought it would have been.
That was, yeah, it's like, if I would have done Ice Punch like one more time, I would have had it, but I had no way of knowing how many turns you'd be frozen for. Scythe comes out, does the Vacuum Wave, priority move, have no trouble taking you out.
Vacuum Wave is going to basically eat everything up, and it's at this point I sort of realized, wow, I think we're done here. I guess I could have held on to Wombo, but I know your other Pokemon, Acrobat, is certainly going to outspeed it. I don't have any other priority type moves to deal with this type of stuff, so it's another one that falls. Maybe we should have gone Wobbles first, but Wobbles is my last full health Pokemon. A bit lower on my levels. It was the last Pokemon I added to this team.
And you're just stalling me for chip damage with that hail.
Protect chip. I just need to make sure that we can get a knockout. If I can't knock out Scythe, it's truly all over. So we do go all in on the Wood Hammer. Maybe didn't need to do a move with Recoil, but we at least grabbed
Obama
that.
Snow has powerful moves. Like, I can at least give it that even if its type is weird and its ability is very situational.
Yeah. Thanks, Obama, for that knockout. However...
I said last video I don't want the comments to be political.
There's nothing political. I'm just thanking my Pokemon for a nice knockout. But unfortunately, Wing Attack super effective, and it's at this point speed is king. Acrobat is gonna outspeed everything else, including poor Alex 19 no guard. There was actually literally a new, I'm not going to say this word out loud, gif.gif. You cover all your options. There was an image of him just shaking his head in disappointment, and that's all I can think about now is Alex19 shaking his head in disappointment as everything closes. But that was a pretty wild battle.
Yeah, it was very close. Came down to the wire. I was really happy that Acrobat took it just because it came out at the right times. Outspeeding was what did it, though, because you had so many of your Pokemon, you didn't sack like anything. You always held on with like one health and then switched out.
I care too much. I don't battle enough to realize at this point, oh yeah, getting that free switch is probably a big deal. And I just really wanted to like... You want to thank your Pokemon. Hey, you got a knockout and you only have 3 HP left. Let's keep you back and throw somebody else out. Not the best idea.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for coming. It was really great having you. It was good having a 6-on-6 battle, good having those tight matches, just really fun.
Oh, it's been a blast, and thanks for giving me an opportunity to play through these games again. They're very, very close to my heart. I'm very sentimental about the 4th generation of Pokemon, and it was cool because with the Volkner guest, I got to play through essentially the entire game. All I have left, and all you have left now, is the Elite Four.
That was a fun battle, really down to the wire, and I know that this might not have been the most gameplay-filled video of them all, but I just kind of thought that I wanted to give the Wi-Fi Plaza some time in the sun, just because it was kind of a forgotten feature that was really unique, so yeah. Also, those of you that have been watching me for a very long time might know that the Wi-Fi Plaza was something that I liked very, very much back when it was new. Anyway, that is all for now. Next time on Pokemon Platinum, we head out to the north of Sunny Shore City to Pokemon League. See you guys then.
By the way, what do you say? Is that X or Cross? I've heard people.
I say
argue
X scissor
with-
personally. Okay, had a feeling that was coming. Catching your patterns.
There's a lot of switching.
No, I didn't catch your patterns after.
All right, that
I
was
was
good.
hopeful you were doing something else. Okay.
This is making it look like I know what I'm doing, but the secret is that I don't. That's my greatest strength, is that I'm not actually
Okay, keeps up.
just water
Just
battle.
slowly
Splash
chipping away
fight.
at each other. If I get a crit, yes!
Ah!
Oh, where are you at?
I
There's
believe-
that wombo combo.
It's brine. It's brine time.
Now it's brine time.
Let's go.
Oh!
He's hungry.
You barely get the first hit. You're hungry like a box.
3.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That was. Oh man, you're doing so
There's
much damage to
the-
me. Your attack stat is not.
Classic return. I don't think I'm gonna take this very well. I know that you and Supernova have formed quite the bond.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. That is one way to put it indeed.
Bobby Scar's
Okay,
the
well, we
first
both
one.
have 2 down, but I've taken a lot more damage than you have. So. I feel like stuff's starting to happen now. Okay.
Psst.
So what now?
Nobody tell him that I only have 1 down. And not 2.
That's right! You didn't sack Empoleon!
What is the mastermind going to do?
Not much. I'll say that much. Yeah, looking at my options.
So this is one of those things I would have loved to give him. Oh, push!
Oh!
See, where that could
I'm
have...
having to hope to get lucky on this.
Oh god, you tried to freeze me?
I don't have much of a choice.
Alright, I know I can take the hit. It's not very effective. It's...
Oh!
No! You're kidding me!
I can't believe this!
No way! It's like the text took so long after it's
Yeah,
not
I
very
was just like,
effective.
oh my god, did it
You're
actually?
kidding me. And you know what sucks?
Like, I had to stay.
I want to give him Dark Pulse, but you don't get it until the Victory Road. So I wasn't gonna play ahead. It was right after you beat Volkner, and Dark Pulse would have done it.
Oh.
Poor guy. All right, Silent Wolf, I got some bad news for you. So you're gonna hit me with one of those fire moves, right?
Clearly, considering you normally have Flash Fire, that's what I'm totally gonna do.
Well, we got one of those.
Stalling me out. You stalling me out.
Gotta
Oh, I dislike you so much
Hold
right
on.
now.
just gotta hold
Just
on.
chipping me away with this ability that I gave a bad review when I did the bio for this thing. Because I said it. I said I didn't think Obama Snow was very good because of just how situational it is.